Skén Aonsón is the Alternative Dispute Resolution and Restorative Justice Program in Kahnawake, and we are a program that falls under MCK. Alternative dispute resolution conferences are a process used to effect a peaceful settlement between disputing parties. With the support of a neutral facilitator, those involved identify what is important, discuss various options, and determine their own outcomes. Facilitators do not make decisions. Anyone from the community of Kahnawake may request services at Skén Aonsón. That is including ADR conferences, peacemaking circles, or restorative justice circles. All parties must voluntarily agree to participate. The parties involved develop the agreement cooperatively. Parties learn to communicate effectively to avoid future problems. Our services are confidential, take less time, and are free of charge. If a community member is interested in accessing our services, they would just simply need to give us a call at 450-638-9052. And upon calling in, I'd be answering the phone and I would just gather some information about their situation, what they're looking to get out of our services, and in that I can determine which process would be best suited for their needs. ADR conferences, restorative justice circles, and peacemaking circles. When people are calling in that are sharing co-parenting issues or co-parenting disputes, they're most often eligible for ADR conferences. If there are conditions where the parents cannot communicate with each other, that would prevent them from being able to participate in an ADR conference. In some instances, we have a parent call in and they have no communication with the other parent. So it wouldn't be their responsibility to reach out to them to ask them if they're willing to participate in this process. As long as we have a phone number that we could reach the other parent at, we would reach out to the other parent and inquire if this is something that they're willing to try. And dependent on their response, if they are willing to participate, we can go ahead and schedule individual intakes for each parent. In those intakes, myself and my co-facilitator would introduce ourselves, show them our space, and prepare them on what to expect. We're also going over ground rules because our number one priority is to ensure that it's a safe environment. So once the intake is completed, then we would go ahead and schedule the Alternative Dispute Resolution Conference. For the ADR conference, typically there's 4 of us in an ADR conference. Myself and my co-facilitator, we do not make any decisions on behalf of the parents. We're simply here listening for potential agreements and helping them maintain a respectful environment so that they can communicate and determine what is best for their child. We use an eagle feather as our talking piece, and my co-facilitator, which is actually our knowledge keeper, she provides teachings on why do we use an eagle feather. She also provides teachings on, the traditional medicines that we use. So we smudge before each session. Within, this process, there's a lot of learning opportunities about our culture and why it's important. At any moment, if anyone is feeling unsafe or uncomfortable and they're not agreeing with how the process is going, because this is a voluntary program, they are not obligated to stay, they can leave. And then us as facilitators, it is our responsibility to ensure that everyone remains respectful. And at times we understand that people do get emotional, but if they aren't able to follow the ground rules, we also can stop the circle at that point in time. As a facilitator, I do not provide legal advice or counsel, and we also cannot be called upon in any court hearing related to the ADR conference. So everything that is shared in our sessions is completely confidential and cannot be used against one another in court. So at any point, if there's any further questions that anyone has, they can always just give us a call in at our phone number, and I'll be happy to answer whatever questions that they have.